This trade right here on the screen gave me and the premium members a 1-3 on Thursday, which ended up securing the 7-week winning streak for us. Now, the way I got my entry was literally through an M5 and an M15 level of supply. That is it. An M15, M5 level of supply. We were pulling back into that level, and I was anticipating sells from there, and we were going to continue to go to the downside. And that's exactly what happened right here. And I'm going to go ahead and jump to the M5 time frame to show you guys the level of supply. And this is the M5 time frame. That's that previous contrary candle that we marked out. That is our M5 supply. And when we go to the M15 supply that we went ahead and marked out was this candle right here, okay? So going back to the M1 to make it look a little cleaner, we're going to go right over here. And this is exactly what happened. We literally were going down right at 938, 937. Then we were getting that pullback to the upside, and I enter through limit orders, so me and the team can have plenty of time to enter. I don't like to just say, oh, market buy here, because then some people are not going to get the same entry, and some people are not even going to have time to enter. So I like to enter through limit orders. It gives everyone plenty of time, and I feel like it's the most accurate. So we already had our limit order set. Right when we got tapped into this level, we were in, and you could see we did not take that much drawdown at all. Like literally not that much drawdown. Then we had a drop down. Now we did not quite hit TP1 here because I do take profits along the way. I trim to make it the most accurate way possible. I like to secure profits at TP1, TP2, TP3, etc. instead of just letting it all ride back to break even or even a stop loss, right? So we did not quite hit TP1 here. Then we were getting that push back to the upside. You could see right here. It's going to be right here, but I'm going to have my mouse on the side, so you're going to have to look at the crosshair. But we had the pullback all the way up to this level, and then we did not quite hit break even again, which I thought we were going to get back into that break even level or even a little bit in the red, but we did not get to that level. And you could see the next candle literally just tanked. Like we were just dropping. Now this was at 9:45, right? We were just falling. We ended up grabbing these wicks right here and just kept going down fast, right? And by the time we knew it, we were at a TP3. So we roughly entered right around 941 and then got out right around 946. So just a few minutes and we literally hit a TP3 and we barely took any drawdown. That is a pretty sniper entry, and those are the entries I really like to see. The beginning of the week, which I'm not ashamed to admit it, we did take a 1% L, right? So Monday, we started off with a 1% L, but that's not going to phase us at all because we know our strategy works. We just got to be patient and let the setups come to us, right? So on Monday, we had a 1% L. Tuesday, we ended up not trading. Wednesday, we ended up not trading. Now, when I say we did not trade, that means we did not catch anything. We still showed up for the whole time that we were supposed to. We watched the markets and everything, but there was no setups that we ended up catching, right? So those 2 days, Tuesday and Wednesday, we did not place any trades. Now Thursday, that's when this setup came along and we ended up taking a 1-3 W. And then on Friday, no trades at all again. So we showed up 5 days, right? But only 2 of those days we placed trades, and we ended the week up 2%. It could have been a better week for sure, but we did not have a lot of setups. We did not catch a lot of setups, and we took that 1% L. Now, I don't know where the L's at. I can't find it on here. Just know we did take an L. Fully transparent with you guys. I'm not ashamed to be taking L's. It's all a part of the game. Now, I'm going to drop some heat for you guys for the ones that stayed towards the end of the video, because this is not like an original video I do. I usually do more vlog styles, but I'm going to drop some heat for you guys right here. So we all know trading is a game of probability, right? You want to have the highest probability possible. Now, what's going to create the highest probability? When it comes to my strategy that I use, since I use supply and demand, it's going to be having multiple time frames in confluence, right? That is going to be the heat. That is the game right there. Multiple time frames in confluence. I'm telling you, that is a game changer. Now, what do I mean by multiple time frames in confluence? That is, for example, in this setup, right? These are 2 supply levels close to each other within your stop loss, right? They're close enough to each other and they're within your stop loss. That means those time frames are in confluence. So let's say you had a setup like this, right? say you had a short set up and we're like this. If we have one, just say time frame right here, let's say it's an H1, then we go to right here and we put a M5. This is 2 time frames in confluence, 2 levels of supply, because we'd be selling from here, because there are 2 supply levels from different time frames within our stop loss. They're really close to each other. If there was another one, there'd be 3 time frames in confluence, right? So when you have a setup like this is giving you a higher probability chance of the trade going positive, because you have not 1, not 2, but 3 levels, 3 opportunities for the market to reverse and go your way. Because think about it. Why does the market reverse? What levels does it reverse off of? It reacts off of levels of supply and demand. So it's literally basic. If the market reacts off of levels of supply or demand, if you have more levels of those supply and demand within your stop loss, that has given the market more chances for it to reverse off one of those levels before it hits your stop loss. So right here, we know that they reverse off levels of supply or demand. So for this example of a supply, if we don't get the reversal right here off the original entry, which we would love, but it's not realistic sometimes, right? We might not get the reaction off that original entry. So it goes up. Now we have a second level of supply for it to reverse off of. That's given us a higher probability, because now the market has something else to reverse off of instead of just one level of supply within our stop loss. Now, let's say it doesn't give us the move we want off this M5, the second level in confluence. It might move to the M1 supply, which is our third level in confluence. Now, this could be different time frames, whatever, right? It doesn't have to be specifically in H1, M5, M1, but the more time frames in confluence, aka the more time frames that are close enough and within your stop loss, the better. It's literally basic. It would be the same thing if this was a level of demand, right? We have not 1, not 2, but 3 demands in confluence, and that is going to give us a higher probability compared to if it was just 1, right? Because if it was just 1, where's it going to go to after? Where is it possibly going to reject after? It's going to run through your stop loss and most likely reject off the next valid level of supply or demand. And if that's not within your stop loss, the probability is not there. When you only have one time frame in confluence, yes, it can reject and still go to a take profit and stuff. It could still respect that level, but that's not going to be a higher probability than a setup that has 2, 3, or 4 levels of supply or demand in confluence, right? So that is the free heat for you guys. Multiple time frames in confluence is going to level up your trading game, especially if you use supply and demand. I'm telling you guys, if you guys use supply and demand and you're not rocking with the multiple time frames in confluence, you're not marking it out or anything, go ahead and try it. And I'm telling you, it definitely is a game changer. That's what helped me become profitable. That is a big, big thing that helped me. I can't put enough emphasis on it. That is a huge thing, right? If you guys want to learn more about it, you can join my completely free course where I go over my strategy. I talk about the multiple time frames in confluence, and I talk about a few other things. I definitely recommend you go check it out. And if you want to trade live with me and the team, you can go ahead and click the link in the description or my bio. It's only $10 a week right now. And we just finished last month up 9%. You're only spending $10 a week when we're on a 7-week winning streak right now. And last month we did 9% in 1 month.